Welcome. Today I received the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot deck. This I pre-ordered. I never really saw it. I didn't even bother looking. I am an old school D&D nerd. And Moose, you better be watching this. So it comes with a very, very small book. Now I did already open this and look through it, but just very, very quickly, and I'm glad I did, and I'll explain why. So here are the backs, which are lovely. The cardstock it's weird. It's like it feels very cardboardy, but it's also got a kind of linen feel to it. Not super keen on it. The quality is like, you can see a lot of the white coming up on some of the edges, which is fine. I mean, it's not an expensive deck. I wasn't expecting, and I think they just really need to be edged in black, and they'll be fine. But one thing I want to point out is, which, and maybe you're aware, maybe you're not, so this deck is really meant to be used with D&D campaigns, I think. So, instead of the traditional suits, so instead of like wands, swords, cups, pentacles, you have strength, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Strength is an easy one. Wisdom, okay. Intelligence is easy. And strength I can see. Charisma feels kind of weird. But, be that as it may. So, let me get into these and start showing you. Now, so I did reorganize these. And we're just going to do a quick flip through. But I did put all of the minor arcana together, so you could kind of get a feel, and I put them in order of strength, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Because I'm not super, I don't know about some of those choices. But we'll get into it only briefly. But I do want you to say I love the bard. Now, the book is a lot less detailed than I anticipated and hoped. It's very brief, and I'll show you after we have a look at the cards. I do like the cards overall. I haven't used it yet. I literally got it about half an hour ago. The only thing is I'm not sure how it's going to read for me. There is no... there's nothing to indicate the suit on the cards. And so it's going to be interesting, but I think that I'm going to kind of... well, I don't know. I may end up just disregarding the suits altogether and just read this strictly intuitively. Kind of see how it goes. The nice thing is the book does have color pictures of all of the cards. So we get into the aces. So this is strength, intelligence, okay, totally see that. And we have wisdom, okay, charisma. maybe D&D's changed since I played, but, well, no, I mean, I guess a dwarf could have a lot of charisma and be a strong follower or a strong leader and get a lot of followers, but I don't know. Just some of these seem like odd choices to me, but maybe I just need to take a different perspective. So yeah, I'm gonna have to really play with these and kind of see how I feel, see what feels right. And again, as soon as I heard that it was a D&D deck, it's licensed by D&D, I just pre-ordered it, and I didn't look any further. And so this is charisma as well, by the way. Just saying. Yeah, but I like the images. I love this. And he's charisma too. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's a deck that I think I would definitely need to refer back to the guidebook for a little while just to figure out what's meant to be what, if that's how I choose to read with it. It doesn't, all it gives you is the number. That's it. And I wish they had done a bit more. Certainly they have all the room in the borders. They could have done some astrological correspondences. They could have put the suits in there. But they didn't. And, I mean, that could be a benefit. That could just really allow you to use this deck any way you want. I could see this as being great as an oracle deck, too. I don't think who knows? Who knows, right? But I do think that the artwork is very nice, and some of the images, like this one, is just lovely. And funny. So I do really like it. I'm just not sure how I'm going to use it and how it's going to work for me. But I am very interested in finding that out. So, I'm not overwhelmed, but I think I am charmed. And now that, oh lordy, I love her. The Page Knight, Queen King are all labeled. But that's it, not with the suit. Okay, so now, let's show you just how it shuffles. It's okay. It shuffles well. It does get kind of bendy. I think it'll stay. Well, now of course it's not. But I did give it a shuffle for now. But it, I usually kind of reverse. We can see there's already like a little, I don't know, maybe you can't see, a little bend, but I just, just kind of swap it. And, so it's bent both ways eventually. It's alright. It doesn't, it's kind of sticky, it's pretty chunky. But it's, I don't know. Overhand, it's fine. Although I think I may round the corners. They are rounded, but only barely. So they're really pretty pointy. When you're, if you shuffle overhand, they kind of stab. Well, they stab me. So let's just pull a card, just to, just so I can show you how this is kind of set up. So it gives you a really brief how to read tarot. It talks about the major, the minor arcana, and it talks about how they use strength, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. In this booklet, there's no reverse meaning, but as the reader of tarot, feel free to follow your intuition. Yeah. Gives you a couple spreads. The really cool thing about this deck is they made it so that you can use this very easily in a D&D campaign, which, is not surprising, but is really cool. So it talks about this and how to do that. But now, alright, so let's go. King. Which king, you ask? Charisma. Okay. So that's your... So that would be Pentacles, I believe. Yeah, that sounds about right. So basically they have the picture, and then they give you a really quick little thing. So under the king it says, reaping the fruits of your endeavors, enjoying abundance while not getting lost in acquiring. I don't know that I see that there, but okay. Then it gives you an action for your campaign. Is there a bard in the party? The king is having a ball and the entertainment has not shown up. So it gives you that prompt. And it does that for every single card, which is really cool. And maybe not so much for that one, but there are some that I feel really lend themselves to the interpretation of the card, like the Magician. Okay, just to give you another example. There's the card. And it says, tapping into your genius to find new ways of looking at the world. And then for the campaign, it says, you meet a sage who gives you a key that opens a magical lock. And I think not for him, that's for the Magician. But I think that's a really great addition to the meaning of the card, because who's a sage? Is the sage that inner voice that speaks to you? Is it that voice that's there when everything else is still? Is the sage more of a moment, that impromptu conversation, or that errant remark that just, it sparks something within you, some understanding, some illumination? And I really like that. And so I think there are some really great takeaways. I think that this is a deck, if you're not using it for, I think this would be great for a D&D campaign. But if you're not going to use it for that, and if you want to just use it for tarot, I think you could do a few different things. You could just have the book nearby to figure out what the minors are meant to be. You could just make them whatever you choose them to be. Or, you could actually write in, well, let me get to a minor. You could actually write in it looked nice, like a metallic Sharpie. You could write, there's plenty of room on the borders. You could actually put that in. It's not an expensive deck. So there are a lot of options with this, I think. And I am happy I have it. I was just, I was surprised because, again, I didn't even look into what to expect with this deck. So I was a bit surprised by it. But, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. Is this a deck that interests you? Would you purchase it? Have you already pre-ordered it? You know, are you a D&D fan? If not, would this deck appeal to you anyway? And you know, let me know what you think, because I value your thoughts. And I'd love to know, what do you think? So until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day, because you deserve it. And be good to yourself. Until next time.